and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Martin? Here. Black?
Here.
Holt?
Here.
Ready?
Here.
Let us show that Alderman Copeland and Alderman Baus are absent.
We've got Jeff right now.
He says it right there. Okay.
Let us show that only Alderman Copeland is absent. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Moving down to number 2, the regular meeting minutes of the November 5th meeting. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
All in favor? All opposed? And the executive session meeting minutes of November 5th, 2020. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Abstained by Alderman Baus. Moving down to number 3, any citizen participation? Doesn't appear so. Number 4, emergency preparedness director. Rodney, what do you have for us?
I've had a conversation this afternoon with the health department director of the county. The governor has gave us guidance that if he's not going to do a mask mandate through the whole state, he's going to give the responsibilities to the municipalities and the county. The way that the county is looking at it right now, they're not going to make any decision until possibly at the end of the week or maybe next week. But the way it's looking, we're not looking very good on this virus. It's hitting us pretty hard. I have checked with the area counties and cities. Raleigh's doing pretty much closing some city offices, I do believe.
City Hall is closed right now.
And I think Raleigh PD, they're closing their lobby to citizens. So I like to make a recommendation of the same actions we done in the spring to do it again. I'm afraid to a certain degree that if we're going to start losing city workers, it's going to be hard for us to buy services to the citizens. And we need to figure out what we need to do. Because if not, the county would force us to do it.
Sean?
Well, I went to the county commission meeting last week, and I visited with the commission and I visited with the health department director. And Craig and I had visited, and Lance, you feel free to, I'm certainly more knowledgeable than I am in this area, but about the government entities are subject to different criteria when it comes to quarantine per the CDC guidelines. And so we revisited that as a commission. I visited with the health department director about that just to make sure there's a lot of confusion throughout the county about quarantine, and particularly with the certain entities that were designated by the CDC that they do not have to quarantine unless they are symptomatic because they are deemed essential. That narrative got lost from March until this week. So in terms of city employees, and I'm going to defer to the attorney because he's far more knowledgeable, but it's my understanding through the CDC guidelines that they fall under the criteria of the kind of the exception. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I spoke with Honor Evans myself, and we were talking about the essential workers. What she had told me is essential workers, if you are exposed to somebody, you are still quarantined. However, as an essential worker, if there is a job that is deemed necessary and emergency, you can come in.
Correct.
You first would have to check your temperature. You would have to make sure that you had no symptoms, and you would have to wear a mask the entire time.
Correct.
So that you're not infecting the rest of the employees. And so I think those are important differences than I feel.
The CDC has a one-page handout that identifies everything that Chris just mentioned. So I just interject those thoughts to the council I can send the handout. I sent it. I can pull it up even.
Okay.
So is this something you want to discuss, or?
Yes, I'm open for discussion. Let's hear everybody's thoughts.
Well, I would not be in favor of going back to what we did in the spring as far as our city workers are concerned. They were being paid full-time for half-time work. And so if they feel that they need to split their shifts, we need to figure out a system whereby they can work 40 hours, which is going to be working Saturdays and longer days than 8-hour days. But I would not, we've already determined that what our plan was last spring in cutting the electric and giving the rebate to citizens has financially caused a bit of a burden, and paying people for not working is probably also a bit of a burden.
Kevin, just to catch you up, we started discussing before you walked in about the current situation with COVID-19, and Rodney made a recommendation to kind of follow in the footsteps of what Raul is doing. And Rodney, can you explain that exactly again, what they're doing?
They're pretty much closing their offices to the citizens. Mainly what they're doing, like what we done here back in spring. So they can limit the employees' exposure to the virus. So what we done in the spring, I to a certain degree, do it again. But if we don't, then we're going to have a lot of city employees that's going to be out with this virus.
You're talking about splitting the guys up?
If we can, but I don't think that's a very, from what she stated, that she wasn't very, don't really necessarily want to do it again. But
I think that's a pretty smart move when we done that. I mean, that's my opinion.
Are they willing to take vacation pay? What are they willing to do you think, as employees? Forfeit half-time pay, or what, can they get unemployment for half-time? What's the deal?
Chris?
Well, first of all, I would like to say, I'm going to speak for my office only. I know we all have laptops and work diligently from home, so I know that when we were off then, we weren't just at home. I answered every one of everyone's emails. I brought spreadsheets home, I brought work home that I did work on. We switched every other day. So it wasn't like a week off, week vacation kind of thing. In regards to the gentleman at Public Works, and of course, Craig, please speak up if you like. I realize that there are some things they can't do at home, but we are in the middle of a pandemic, and these people, to me, if they're at home, half of them, then you're saving the chance of having a whole department down. They're at home and they're actually cannot go anywhere. I mean, they can't be going to Branson. They can't, be hanging out doing whatever, having drinks or whatever. They are on call from 8 to 4:30 like normal anytime. If something comes up, they're the essential worker, as Dr. Siebert said, and they need to come in at a drop of a hat. And so I feel like, this is it's not just the flu season. We're talking about a pandemic and how to make things work to where we aren't shut down as a city as a whole.
Chris, can I ask, as far as like turning on utilities and anything like that, is there any, can you do that remotely, I guess is my question.
Yes, we can. We have that on our laptops to do remotely as well.
And do they have to sign for that or anything?
Sign, what do you mean?
Like sign their name physically that they're turning on utilities, or can that be?
Yes, they do. But what I'm talking about is when we're talking about doing half and half, so we would always leave a senior person here. So for example, when our office was, it was myself and Leslie were working, and then Lainey, I count as a senior person as well, works with Jessica. So there's always somebody here to take the paperwork, take the phone call, to help the public that come in with appointments and different things. And then there is still work to be done that you can do from home. I do it all the time. I mean,
Sam, I would like to point out, it's not for our city employees, it's for our citizens as well. You know, I mean, the best interest for the town, for our citizens, is to make sure they're safe as well. I see the next gas team were working on my gas line this week, and they were wearing masks. I drove proud of them and all of them. So when we're looking at putting bruises and that, like Rodney's talking, whatever, it's the safety of the citizens as well, and what's best for this town to keep it going. I'm not worried about if the city of Cuba pays them. I think we should pay. And I think we should, if we can, put the crews up again and pay them. I mean, it's a pandemic going on right now, it's pretty bad. We don't want to get citizens sick or nothing like that. When our guys walk up, they're isolated in that public works room, a little big room, ain't you crazy? So if somebody gets it, they're all gonna get it.
Well, I think they should be taking measures to, socially distance 6 feet. They shouldn't all be sitting in the break room together. I think.
They're all out working, they wouldn't be in that room.
And wear masks in the truck. If you have to have another person there, they should be wearing masks. If they're digging a hole, whatever, they can't, then they should be wearing a mask. In the city hall, they're required to wear masks. Our people are scattered. I mean, 2 of them are in separate offices. The other 2 are definitely 6 feet apart. There's plexiglass between them and the city citizens of the city, so there really shouldn't be, and the chances of a citizen being in here for 15 minutes or more is probably pretty remote. So
I don't
I'm
think it
not
takes
sure
15 minutes to get this.
well,
virus.
I haven't seen the medical degree, I'm just going to go what the sign says. But nonetheless, is the school shutting down?
Not yet.
And probably not going to, because the governor says if they wear masks and somebody gets it, the rest of the kids do not have to go home. Is that correct?
Well, the governor did have a guidance put out the other day stating
That's what he was saying.
that's, pretty much what he was saying, yes.
Yeah. So if we're wearing masks, we're doing the same thing as the government would expect our educational system to do. And we're talking about a lot of people in the school system, not,
Well, we can talk about FF all we want. We have water and sewer. Is our whole crew out, or are they back, or what?
No, water and sewer both on quarantine right now.
The both, water and sewer is both out. If we would have had them split, they probably would have been.
But Craig, they could come in if they needed to.
Yes, they were actually in Monday. I called our residents on this. And they're the only 2 people who can make a water connection. They got the license it. So they can come to work, which they came in Monday and fixed it. They got to make sure they have no symptoms, wear a respirator, social distance. And we took the trucks to them, took the backhoe to them, so they never was the public works. So both of them took the trucks home, so if it happens again, they're good to go and stay away from us.
So when you're on quarantine, if you're an essential employee, Chris was exactly right. So you are quarantined. I'm quarantined. I can't go to my kid's basketball game. I can't go to the grocery store. But I can still come do the essential functions of my job if they need to be performed. So in the case of the water and sewer guys, anytime that they are needed, so long as they are not symptomatic, they can be called in to perform the duties of the job. But then, and this has nothing to do with the city, this is a health department regulation, a CDC regulation. Then as soon as they have completed the task that is needed for the essential job, then they have to go back home in quarantine.
That's helping with it.
and
But I'm
probably
not taking vehicles home
recommendation
covered
would be a
up.
better word than regulation. Is it not a recommendation?
Not for quarantine.
Regulation.
No, it's for quarantine. That is a health department regulation. They
But
have.
we're not quarantining these people. we have no right to quarantine this.
The health department is doing
The health department is the one that is.
But I'm saying if we go back and work at crews in their home, they're not really quarantining.
No, that,
They're just,
the city is
they're
just,
just, in which case they are free to go to Walmart, to go do whatever they want to. So if they're free to do that,
That was the
it would
complaint.
beg the question to the citizens, why are they out running around it? But they can't do it work.
But I think it's the preventative measure. I mean, you can't do that anyway. We could all be out doing whatever, and then all of us end up being quarantined. I think that is the point. It's not the matter of that one of us might not get it. It's the point of shutting the entire city down. It's the preventative measure.
I tell you what, it's gonna be just that ours, I'm gonna make a motion that we put the cruise in. And they get paid, 'cause it's in the budget anyway, like we did before.
Lance.
Just to clarify some legal issues with some things that I've been hearing. No, you can't force an employee to take vacation time when they're on call, which is essentially what they would be. They are on call. I understand that they are not at the physical site of work, but if there's any requirements, for instance, if you're on call, you can't be drinking, as an example. So you can't force them to take vacation for that. Also, if they go on halftime, they can't receive unemployment because they're not unemployed. They are employed. They will remain employees. They would still be covered under city insurance and all the other things. So I wanted to make sure I said that, because that we can't consider that at all. I understand that there is certain amount of political football that goes on. I'm not talking to any of that, because that's a question of should or should not, and as I've told you in the past, I don't engage in that. Nobody voted for me, so I'm not telling you what to do, I'm telling you what you can and can't do. If they are on call, or if they are ordered to work from home, then they are still employees and they're still working, just like you have probably gas guys that are on call, or electric guys that are on call. They have to be compensated for that, because they are not free to just go do whatever they want to. They have to stay in town, they have to be probably able to report within a certain number of minutes. So if you choose to do it, it's certainly legal to split the shifts. That was never a concern. I understand that the financial implications of it could be difficult. But again, I leave that decision to your wisdom. You have the ability to do it. You guys passed emergency measures for the mayor. I understand the mayor is currently in quarantine. The mayor's office is never vacant. So as long as the mayor is in quarantine, Sam is the acting mayor. Sam has emergency powers. Sorry, Mr. Black, if you prefer. Same thing.
Figure out the answer to you, buddy.
So you have the ability to put input emergency measures if you choose. If you're going to do this as an ordinance, you're going to have to give me time to write an ordinance, to put it together. It won't take very long, but we would probably want to have a special meeting for me to be able to get an ordinance together so that you can pass an ordinance if that's what you intend to do. So I just wanted to try and put the structure of how it would work, not whether it should. That's what you should do.
Well, I think we have one motion on the table, so,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Kevin made a motion to split the shifts.
Go back the way, yeah.
I'll second that motion. If we don't do something now, and it gets worse, public works is gonna shut down, city hall will shut down. Why wait till the last minute when we can take care of the problem now? Just in case, it's only preventative measure, just, until we get this vaccination coming out.
Well, that's for the girls and all, too. It's not just for the public works.
Right.
And the police, whatever. Okay.
Well, as we know, if we split shifts, 20 hours per employee for the week, well, I guess last time we did a week on, week off, yeah. Our manpower is cut in half, our man hours are cut in half. I believe Rolla did something like 3 12-hour shifts, something like that. 3 came in, the same group for 3 days, and they worked Monday through Saturday, or something like that.
Yeah, I think they did 3 on 2 off, was my recollection.
So we would still be losing man hours in that scenario, but we would not be losing half.
The problem is, it's dark now about 6 o'clock. You talking 12-hour shifts? I don't know, going in the winter.
I don't recall whether, I don't believe that, I don't remember them going to 12-hour shifts. What I recall them doing was 3 on and 2 off, but
Yeah.
I can't say that and speak to that for certain. I will tell you, saying that Rollins is what it's doing, that sounds to imply that every decision is made, and that's not the case. Last night, my office is also city attorney for the city of Rollins. I wasn't at that meeting, but I did watch that meeting on television, and I know that we at Rollins, they actually scheduled a special meeting for next Monday, because they're still debating the issues after the 4-hour meeting that they had last night. So nothing is for certain out of Rollins, but there's a lot of things that are being discussed.
My motion to do like we did.
Could you clarify that when you say do like we did? Are you only talking about it? Are you talking about closing the park, closing down rec line, closing down all these other things? As well?
No, we're talking about city employees.
But you want to help the citizens, so that would, I assume, entail closing.
Clarify his motion, I think we need to make sure that we understand whether or not that includes the rebate on electric, because that was a part of what we did last time
Lots of stuff.
as well. So just, I want to make sure that.
That's why I'm saying, right now, I'm just talking about the city employees, what this is.
Okay, so can we say that your motion is to split shifts?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's the motion, not to do what we did, just to clarify. And is that what you were seconding?
Yes. Okay. What do we do in the spring for the police department?
They have to have to pay.
So we gotta give them hazard pay.
Well, I think we should vote on this right now, so,
That's part of it.
That wasn't a part of.
that wasn't part of his motion.
They're employees, though.
They're employees too, but they can't work.
Or can't there be the second motion after this one?
Okay, so I'll make a motion after this one.
Well, we'll put that in the motion, they want, I mean, let's be fair to everybody. Let's see
So what has to happen is you have to ask to amend your motion, which means you withdraw your second.
I'll amend it.
So now you can amend it. Now you can second it. Now you have a motion on the floor again.
And can I clarify, you want the $2, was it Ben or Joe, or was it $2 an hour?
Yeah.
I think it's 2.
Yeah.
3 together.
And should we tell our employees too over there that they should wear masks when they're out in public all the time?
You don't
Yeah,
necessarily have to make a motion to do that. Again, the mayor has the ability right now to require employees to do that on his own unilaterally.
Okay.
You can also make a motion simply to require employees to wear masks. They are your employees, so, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a part of this motion.
And the hazard pay should only be for full-time police department employees, police officers, correct?
Okay, so we need to vote on this now.
Let's vote on this.
Okay, so all in favor?
I need to do a roll call vote, because I suspect it's gonna get a little complicated if you do it together.
Good point.
Copeland,
Yes.
Martin,
No.
Black,
No.
Holt,
Yes.
Ready
What is the motion?
to split the employee shifts and to pay the full-time police department $2 an hour at hazard pay.
No.
Faust,
Yes.
Now it's a tie for 3-3, and again, the mayor's office can never be vacant, so the mayor splits ties. Guess what, Sam?
So I have 2 votes?
You have 2 votes.
No.
Motion fails.
can I ask you, and just from my own opinion, how did you come up with, I just wonder, because, you know, it's a pandemic, we studied this,
I'm not opposed to doing something.
so what would you like to do? Let's get back over.
Well, you know, I think that, like I said, I think that we could split the shifts and increase man hours drastically from 1 week on, 1 week off.
So you want to do that way, and let's go that way.
Well,
I'll make a motion again. There we go, we gotta do something here. I don't get all the guys
You
sick.
don't have to make a motion because he can do his.
yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just telling you that now. So, the council's gonna have to vote on it. You know, come up with something and I'll
Okay, you want to go to, you explain to me a little more about it. You want to go 12 hours shift, 3 hours, 4 hours, what?
Not even 12 necessarily. That is just an idea. You know, I think we can compromise here.
Well, that's compromise here. Well, how do we do this, Sam?
Well, let me look at the calendar here real quick. So, and this is just for discussion right now. I'm not making a motion.
I'll make a motion to start. Go ahead, discuss.
Well, yeah, so 3 times 8, 24. It's not really doing much. 3 10-hour days, Monday through Saturday.
Oh, yeah, okay. That'll be my motion, 3 days, 10-hour days,
For the public works employees.
and then we for City Hall too, right?
City Hall can remain closed on Saturday, I would think.
Okay.
It's
And are we doing 10-hour days, so then I won't bring my laptop home and do anything else? I mean, that just to me, see what I'm saying is we work from home. I will be sitting there, you can answer me, or I can send you information.
My thought is mostly the public works employees is who I'm currently thinking of for this model, because there's no reason to have administrative offices open on the weekend. So,
Or 10-hour days. I mean, don't get me wrong, I answer my phone if you called me tonight at 9 o'clock, but to have my computer open, is that what you're asking?
I have no real issue if City Hall needs to be closed. I have no real issue with that.
Here's the problem you got with making them on Saturday. Some of these guys, their wives may work weekend jobs and they gotta stay with their kids. So,
Yeah, I know that they're not gonna like this. I'm guessing that they would rather work 40 hours a week, but
I think we should just talk to them and see what they want to do. They may just want to leave it the way it is.
Craig, could I ask, do you feel like that they are wearing masks? Do you feel like they are socially distancing? Do you feel like they are sanitizing their hands? Do you feel like they're staying away from the public?
We're a lot better. We had a discussion Friday. There's a mask mandate if you ride more than one person in the truck.
And
So if any of them are sick, do not come in. Keep your distance from people. Stay out of break rooms. Stay away from people. So I think they've gotten better. Yes, they do.
and it definitely needs to be reiterated to them,
Yes.
probably daily, that if they don't feel well, don't
They
come.
don't. They don't.
I think we should just leave it alone.
I agree.
I agree.
I mean, we've already got, I got 6 guys out this week between COVID and year-round, so.
Well, there, we
You
can go
can't
around
count
and
your number, go with it.
Not employees,
That's
that's
all.
this week, so.
Great, it was a great meeting.
Something we get to move on?
Well, unless there's further discussion or a motion,
Well, I still got to talk here. Craig, what do you feel is best for this town? These are your guys, do we split them, do we not? That have girls, I mean,
That's your decision, Kevin.
come on now, we're paying
I have
you
seen-
$30 to make some decisions
I
here.
have seen people get COVID everywhere. No one have a reason where they get it at, so I don't know what the right answer is, to be honest with you.
But I think it's the protection of the employees. I think we're missing the point. I don't think it's about people are gonna get it. People are gonna get it. Aren't we caring about our employees? Aren't we worried and being proactive a little bit? Yes, a lot is on them to do their part, and a lot of us do our part, but I feel like, you know, we're not being proactive. I mean, I've talked to other businesses in town, I've talked to other cities and whatnot, and I don't understand, and I'm not saying you have to split the shifts, but there's like complete lack of conversation about my emails I sent out. You know, we all have people at home that we don't know. There's no conversation about, hey, how's your life? What's going on? Are you worried about something? What's really going on here? You all aren't here every day. You all are not here every day.
Why don't we just go back, like I said, the way we had it, Sam, just try for 30 days. If we don't like it in 30 days, then the mayor can say, heck, we're going to change it again. Just for 30 days.
Well, I believe our next meeting, the actual mayor will be out of quarantine, but my vote's not changing this evening. So,
Mine's not changing either.
So, Mark, are you just a no, or can we compromise here for the citizens of City Cuba, for the city of Prairie? How can we solve this problem?
I see public work guys that are working outside in the air. They're practicing social distancing. They're not subject to people that are like, they don't have jobs like the stores do where they have to stand close to people all the time. They're not working in factories where it's closed in and being forced to wear masks to stand 4 feet from somebody else. They're actually outside. They can easily social distance. They can wear a mask when they ride the truck. When they get out and they're working on a street or something like that, they get plenty of air. You know, they're outside. Back away. Keep your distance. I think they can stay safe. I think the city hall should be shut down from the public. But I think the girls, if they can work at home and she wants to split the shifts up a little bit and have 2 home these days and 2 here, and they can work at home, I think I'm fine with that. They can, because they're in an office, they're in a room.
Yes.
But the guys that are outside, that are working out there on the streets, cutting grass, no, I don't see where they're.
Okay, for the safety of the girls, man.
I think City Hall is a whole different ballgame.
That's right.
So
That right over there is
But
different.
I also want to say one more thing in defense of the guys, just because I don't know that you all know this, there is a possibility of having another positive case tomorrow, which, in my assessment, knowing where they sit, that's another 6 people. That's another 6 people, guys. I mean, I don't know.
But those 6 people, what? Are you saying another 6 people quarantined or another 6 people that had it?
That's another 6 people that are within, I would think, in the 6 feet, 15 minutes, 24-hour assessment that they
Wearing
really
a
want
mask?
to do.
Wearing a mask?
Well, I think you just said that you made that conversation with them on Friday, even though we had the policy in place for a while, so I don't know how well they were following it before, but, this is something that stems from Friday.
I think what she's trying to say is 6 other potential exposures.
We cannot shut down this, we were talking about, we're doing this for the citizens. What's next? Are we gonna close the churches like we're doing in these other places? Are we gonna close down the restaurants, or where do we stop?
Well, one, it's not up to the board to close the restaurant for right now. Our
It's not up to
churches,
Craig or Chris to
you know,
decide.
I mean, we're looking at our city and Prairie citizens right now.
No, but we are your eyes and ears that are telling you what's going on. You guys are not here all day. And that's the thing that I think is important for you to know, and I would think that you would want to know.
Okay, no.
All right, Mark,
Thank you.
I'll go with I'd rather have a piece of pie as nothing, I guess. I'll make a motion that, and I really don't have to verify this, that the girls can split their shifts.
I don't think you need a motion for that. I think the mayor or Chris that runs the office can make that determination.
All right, I'll do that.
I mean, she can, but as long as they're working. I'm not talking about sending them home, just
I know you're
I'm
talking
talking about going home with laptops.
The only thing I'm worried about is the electric department. If our electric department gets sick, and we're in trouble.
Hold on a
We're in
second,
big
Kevin.
trouble.
Hold on a second, Kevin. Now, somebody needs to correct me here on how this works, but we do have mutual aid, right?
Do what now?
We do have mutual aid, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no such thing as shutting the electric department down.
If
No.
the city is willing to provide mutual aid, but half our mutual aid is all handshake and it's not paper.
You
I
see,
think the city employees would be there to help Stowe or Bourbon or, you know.
Yeah.
they all are, and they still do it. The fire departments have mutual aid, police departments have mutual aid.
Mutual aid can figure out our system and give us electric system.
Well, like I said earlier, if the electric's out, they gotta come in once they have COVID, it's the only way they cannot come in.
Rodney?
The only two cities that I know we have mutual aid is Salem and St. James. Is the only two mutual aid cities that we have. And I know that in the past we had Crawford Electric was going to help us at one time. We had a situation, but they was denied that. But so far as I know, like I said, Salem and St. James are mutual aid cities, but they're handshaking. They're not papered. So,
I don't know that I've seen any mutual aid agreements in the last 5 years that I can remember. That doesn't mean that they don't exist.
yeah. I mean, whatever, call them up, they still come. Don't matter.
They're probably from when Les Murdoch was here. That's how long ago it was, but I'm sure they're perpetual.
Well, we're just going to have to go back to that at a later time when all this is over with and get paperwork signed out.
Okay, then, let's move on then, so we ain't getting nowhere.
Yeah, okay, I move to number 5. Public Works Director's report.
So, I have some bids here for green farms. Got one from Sunbelt Solid Solutions. The bid's $34,495. Got a second bid from Midwest Electric Services, Transformer Services. Their bid is $37,250.
Motion to accept the cheap bid.
Second.
Who seconded that? For the Sunbelt?
Yeah.
Sunbelt Solid Solutions.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm having a brain freeze. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Excellent.
Alright, we have another one here. We have a little bit of money left in the street trimming budget. We'll get done paying these last few guys. I want to see if we can put root subdivision out for bid. It's a lot more trimming than it is cutting trees. It's been about 10 years since we did it. Include Roots Road and both sides of root subdivision.
Motion to go out and bid for it.
Second that.
All in favor say aye.
Alright.
All opposed? Chris, do you know how much money we have left in the budget for that?
I do not, off the top of my head.
Yeah, I told you what to say how much, because, they'll compare our budget and our.
That's good.
Bid.
That's good.
It's a pretty good chunk.
Hey Craig, what about Spencer? Tree trimming.
We're gonna get back on it as soon as we get our Christmas light project done
Okay,
and our tree trimming on 19.
okay. I had a citizen call me and say, well, we got a few of them, did they stop? I said, no, well, they're working on stuff.
We got about 2 days into it, get sidetracked, so.
That's okay.
Does anybody else have anything for Craig?
I do. Where we at, Craig, on our water and sewer project?
Where we at on it? Currently, we're putting the water main in Main Street. We were. Sewer, we're still smoking and trying to figure out the plan to do it. One of the biggest problems we found smoking is standpipes.
And when's our finish date on that? You have a finishing date? That with all smoke, or we're gonna be here 2 years from now?
I don't know. Hopefully by January, so we got something. But like I said, the biggest issue we found is standpipes. Broke off in yards, caps missing. I'd like to create some kind of ordinance on a set height on this thing. That's getting a lot of water right there. You know, yards.
What word are you saying? I'm sorry.
Standpipe.
Sandpipe?
Standpipe or clean out the yard, yeah. You know if there's lamps, that's something like lamps.
We do, nothing I can find, I've been through the ordinance book.
You think they should be taller?
Uh,
You're saying they should be taller?
yes.
I mowed mine down as short as I could get it so you couldn't see it.
Well, a lot of them do that to run lawnmowers over, then they break the top off,
I
don't
would want to put upside
they?
down.
And the right ditch is what happens, so.
Or the city goes over.
Unfortunately,
Concrete around.
when those tops were removed, that's where you're having a lot of water infiltration. And I suspect that that's probably a significant portion of your problem with the INI that you guys are seeing. And so, if you are going to set a standard, you're gonna continue to have that problem with INI until you deal with that problem. And it needs to be a standard, and you probably wanna have some kind of policy in place as to what the cities, if they get broken, intentionally or unintentionally, who's going to pay for that? Because it's the only way you're gonna be able to enforce, the security of your system.
I would think on a standpipe, that's a homeowner's issue, isn't it?
It is, the sewer back is their issue, but like, we never had anything in ordinance form in the past, so. Can we force them to raise it now, or we need to,
You can send you over fix money if you wanna cut it off.
well, we got special laws like that on the sidewalk, but I mean, that's gotta be something on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, it's like, mine, I cut it all the way to the ground, except for the cap showing, so is that gonna be, in a situation like that, would be grandfathered in?
I think you're gonna have to have some discussion on that, because, again, until you deal with the problem of the cap integrity of those coverings, you're never gonna solve your INI problems.
We got 4 inches.
Sam, let
We've got
the
two
charter
other-
start looking into that, will you? Committee,
Yep.
see what we can do.
You guys gonna
I'm
announce
on,
a meeting? You guys gonna announce a meeting, committee meeting?
what's that meeting, Curtis, about?
Alright.
You wanna be there? Anybody can be there.
Hopefully the mayor's not
Yeah.
quarantined much longer. I can go back to my chair.
Craig, do you know, if there's any movement on the pool, anything going on?
I just had an email in today, he wants to come out over the next few weeks. And he's gonna give us an idea, we're gonna cut it out initially, then we're gonna start doing our work, so. I'm kinda waiting on his construction division to come down, so
He's fairly confident he'll have it by spring though.
yes, his deadline's up, man. I mean, he set the deadline, he's hoping to have it done by March or April, is the end goal, so.
Anybody else have anything for Craig?
Yes. Craig, I got a project for you to keep some of the guys busy. A while back, I asked you to do a ditch schedule, clean out ditch and culverts. I think that this would be a good time to put them on that. And you make a schedule out and send them around and clean out the bottom and the driveway over.
Anything else? Police chief report.
I don't have anything to report, Steve.
Does anybody have anything for the chief? Bills to be paid.
Motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Who seconded that?
Curtis.
Thank you.
Number 8. Can I get a motion for an ordinance
Motion.
to authorize the mayor to enter into contract with AAA Tree Service? Motion by Jeff, second by Nick. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Second by Warren.
Copeland?
Oh, yes.
Copeland?
Yes.
Martin? Yes. Black?
Yes.
Holt?
Yes.
Stout?
Yes.
Grady?
Yes.
Motion for second reading.
Second that. Aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Man, this moves faster when I'm the one having to do it. All opposed?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into a contract with AAA Tree Service for tree trimming services.
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Hold the council.
Grady?
Yes.
Faust?
Yes.
Holt?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Copeland?
That is now special ordinance number 799. I see that we left off new, old and unfinished business, new, old and unfinished business. Anybody have anything? Otherwise, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I got some.
Kevin?
All right. I just wanna wish all the citizens a happy Thanksgiving and hope that a safe one at that. That's all I have.
I also have something, thank you, Chris. Due to a conflict, the mayor has asked that we move the December 15th meeting to December 17th, which is just moving it from a Tuesday to a Thursday. So it will be December 17th will be the one meeting that we have in December. We're only having one meeting in December, correct?
So, yeah.
So we actually will not be meeting until December 17th.
Now I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.